is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 25 is also brought to you by Silver State Health, Pahrumps exclusive pediatric care clinic. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Welcome. It's Thursday, April 15th, normally tax day. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. Happy 42 Day as we celebrate Jackie Robinson.
Well, the Drug Enforcement Administration is concerned about the growing number of overdoses caused by counterfeit drugs.
The DEA's Las Vegas office has a warning. The agency says counterfeit pills are reaching the streets, and those pills are extremely dangerous or even deadly. The pills look like common prescription painkillers like oxycodone, but the counterfeit pills are laced with fentanyl. The DEA warns it's nearly impossible to distinguish the fake pills from the real pharmaceutical-grade oxycodone. Several deaths in Nye County have been linked to fentanyl-laced pills. Fentanyl is a highly potent synthetic opioid that's responsible for a surge of drug overdoses in recent years. In a video posted to Facebook, the Nye County Sheriff's Office reminds everyone of the 2015 Good Samaritan Act, which makes a person immune from prosecution for minor drug offenses if they call 911 to get help for someone who is experiencing an overdose. In addition to emergency help from first responders, naloxone, also known under the brand name Narcan, is an effective antidote for opioid overdose. Nye County deputies and local ambulances are equipped with this life-saving drug. Naloxone is also available to the general public. However, it's highly recommended that you become trained in its proper use. You can get that training through Nye Communities Coalition. For more information, give Nye CC a call at 775-727-9970.
And community members had questions for commissioners at the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting regarding a levy of a special assessment on all taxable property within the confines of the Pahrump Valley groundwater basin and the groundwater basins throughout Nye County.
Even though the amount levied per property owner isn't that much, the public wanted to know just what the tax covered. Daniel Randalls of the Division of Water Resources was on the phone and explained what the collected levy is used for.
Pahrump Valley, we do an assessment, and while it seems very large, it is at $121,000 this year. We do take into account how many parcels are in the area, and per NRS 534040, paragraph 2, and by guidance by Department of Taxation, that levy is a flat rate against each taxable parcel. And I've coordinated that with the assessor's office and verified that number this morning, that charge would be $2.38 a parcel. We at Water Resources, we're at the time that we're trying to manage these basins and do as believe the chair mentioned, doing our best to manage these basins. We do a water level measurements, and we do an inventory in Pahrump Valley, in addition to items that are available on our website at water.nv.gov, maps and so forth that are all accessible. And if anybody has any questions, how to access that, they can call our direct line office at 775-684-2800, and any of the staff that's on hand, today or whatever day you call in should be able to help you with that. I imagine that that this assessment will go up. I don't expect, that it's going to go up significantly per parcel. It's, we're trying to do as much as we can within the basin, at a particular rate. I do expect it will go up as the cost of us doing business in these areas is, it's constantly going up, as I'm sure the county sees as well. We're not trying to create a rainy day fund or anything like that. What we assess is our operating fee or funds for that basin for this next coming year. Moving on to the other basins, Upper East Valley, Big Smoky Valley, White River Valley, and Amargosa Valley, those assessments are done a little bit differently, also in accordance with NRS 534040, Section 3, that each holder of a water right is assessed based on the amount of water that they have appropriated or have certificated. Again, and this is all groundwater rights within that basin, whether it be for irrigation, municipal, quasi-municipal. In this case, no one is exempt. A federal entity or a state entity has a water right. They are subject to this assessment as well. When you see these, it's It's providing for the additional work that our office does that's above and beyond the typical work that we would do in a base.
And a man is arrested for alleged child abuse after a report is made at the juvenile school.
During the course of an investigation, sheriff's deputies learned that a child reported to her school that her father, identified as Ryan Sanders, had allegedly struck her several times with a belt, leaving bruises. According to the declaration of arrest, deputies were able to observe bruising on the juvenile's back, left hip, and left wrist and forearm area. Deputies reported that all of the marks were on the left portion of her body. The bruise on her wrist allegedly had a semicircle pattern that was described to have been caused by the end of a belt. Deputies reported that the mark on her hip is also circular, and the bruise on her back was also similar shape to having been caused by a belt. The child advised that she was struck due to not finishing the dishes. Deputies made contact with Sanders, who allegedly advised that he did strike the child with his belt due to her being defiant. Sanders also said that she was getting in his face, chest bumping him, and hitting her older brother. According to the declaration of arrest, Sanders said that she was moving around, which caused her to be struck in other areas. Sanders was arrested for child abuse or neglect and domestic battery. He was taken to Nye County Detention Center and booked accordingly.
All right, we'd like to say happy National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. And we're thanking you with Crumble cookies because no good deed goes unpunished.
Thank you to all of our emergency dispatchers out there. We know that you go above and beyond, and
That's
we
right.
delivered some cookies to them today here at the Nye County
Now
Sheriff's
their
Office.
waistlines can go above and beyond.
Oh, no.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by P&P Property Management. Knowledge, experience, communication, and trust. Call Cynthia at 775-727-4444.
Welcome back. Coinbase trading is off to a strong start. McDonald's is gearing up for new employee training, and the Senate confirms a new person to head up the SEC.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, normally this would be tax day, but as Americans struggle during the pandemic, the IRS has pushed the deadline to May 17th. According to the IRS.gov website, taxpayers can postpone federal income tax payments until May 17th. The first moments of trading did not disappoint for Coinbase investors. The share price was pegged at $250 Tuesday night. On Wednesday, the cryptocurrency trading exchange opened at $381 per share on the NASDAQ with a market cap of $99.6 billion. Starting next year, McDonald's will be requiring new employee training to combat harassment, discrimination, and violence. It will affect 2 million fast food workers under the Golden Arches. The Senate has confirmed Gary Gensler to lead the SEC. Gensler will oversee financial activities on Wall Street. It's expected he will check up on the trading in GameStop.
Thanks so much, Angela. Turning back now to local news. Item number 12 on the agenda for early April's Board of County Commissioners meeting explored ratifying a collective bargaining agreement, extension agreement for the Nye County Law Enforcement Association. The board, however, determined that more time is needed before approval.
The prior contract for the Nye County Law Enforcement Association expired on June 30th, 2020. The item for possible action also asked to set a new expiration date of June 30th, 2021, and would include the reporting of the fiscal impact of a one-time ratification bonus of an additional 20 hours of annual leave. This brought some heated comments from the public.
I'm concerned with this because last year we gave $122,000 as a ratification bonus to the Sheriff's Department because we could not come up with an agreement for a contract. Now we're going to give another 20 hours because we can't seem to get our contract taken care of. What about the NCEA? They haven't had a contract since 2020. So what are you going to give them? You know, we keep doing all these contracts, but they don't seem to be going anywhere. And then we're 6 months into the contract year, and then we're going to give them a ratification bonus. This is getting a little ridiculous. I mean, we need staff for all departments, not just mine, but all departments need staff. And we keep giving the Sheriff's Department ratification bonuses. And then we also keep giving them money at the end of the year to cover their expenses. This is absolutely not the way to do business.
County Manager Tim Sutton explained the delay in the contract renewal.
Yeah, this is obviously not an ideal situation, so I can give you the history on this. So about a year ago, this time last year, we were negotiating a successor agreement. We were in talks with the NCLEA, actually had several things ratified, tentatively agreed to, which you'll see in your backup. So this includes not only the 20 hours of annual leave, but also some other minor things that we had worked into. Then as soon as we started talking about the bigger financial issues, COVID hit. And so we were in discussion during the rest of that year, and they kept saying, hey, let's meet, let's get together again to do this agreement. We said, well, yeah, we'd be happy to meet, but we have no idea what we're going to look like, so we can't put anything on the table. And if you propose any type of increase to your contract, we will say no, because we don't know what the fiscal impact of this will be. And so it hasn't been until just recently where we said, okay, fiscally, we're out of the woods, and so now we have the ability to revisit this.
Sutton went on to explain that overtime payment to the Nye County Sheriff's Office could be paid for with COVID funding, as it was a delay that was caused by the pandemic that has put off the finalization of this contract. After much discussion, the commissioners decided to continue the public hearing regarding the extension agreement at another date because the contract renewal date is approaching. No vote was needed to allow for this item to appear on an agenda at a later date.
Thanks to Missy Kohler for that report. Well, there are COVID-19 vaccine first dose appointments available in these areas, according to Nye County. Beatty on Monday, April 19th at the Beatty Community Center, and on Tuesday, April 20th at the Amargosa Community Center here in Pahrump on Wednesday, April 21st, and Thursday, April 28th at the Nye County Emergency Management right there on Seary Lane. To book your appointment, you can go to nyecounty.net. There's no appointment needed for the FEMA units, which are in Tonopah this Friday, April 16th from 11 to 7 p.m. at the EMS station on St. Patrick's Street. Once again, this is a 2-dose appointment, so the return date would be Friday, May 7th. In Round Mountain, Sunday, April 18th from 11 to 7 at the Hadley Fire Station at 103 Smoky Valley Boulevard. The return date for that is Sunday, May 9th. News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, doctors recommend exercise as a part of a healthy lifestyle. But what about when you're sick? In today's Medical Minute from Spring Mountain Medical, Dr. Jacob Steckel says, in most cases, even if you have a medical condition, it's still a good idea to remain as active as possible.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
My name is Dr. Jacob Steckel, and I'm one of the chiropractors at Spring Mountain Medical. Today, I would like to talk to you about exercise and illness. Getting the recommended amount of physical activity can reduce the risk of many diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. But what if you're already sick? Some people are afraid to exercise after a heart attack or stroke, but regular physical activity can help reduce your chances of having another episode. The American Heart Association published a statement in 2014 that doctors should prescribe exercises to stroke patients since there is strong evidence that physical activity and exercise after a stroke can improve cardiovascular fitness, walking ability, and upper arm strength. If you've had a heart attack or stroke, talk with your doctor before starting any exercise to be sure you're following a safe, effective physical activity program. It's important to set realistic goals based on your own health and abilities. Begin with 15 minutes of activity every other day, and as you feel stronger, increase to 5 days per week. From there, increase the variety and difficulty of your activities. With walking, for example, begin with 15 minutes a day and slowly increase your time to 30 minutes over several days to weeks by walking longer distances. You can then make it harder by walking more briskly up hills or carrying 1-pound hand weights. At Spring Mountain Medical, the chiropractors, medical staff, and providers are happy to help. Contact our office at 775-727-8900. I'm Dr. Jacob Steckel, and this has been a Medical Minute.
Thanks so much, Dr. Steckel. For those of us who are dog owners, this story may not be surprising, but a new study finds Nevada ranks as the 4th most puppy-loving state.
Data suggests the time we've spent at home during the pandemic has contributed to a spike in puppy adoption across the country. Top Data, part of the global top marketing agencies, analyzed puppy adoption data and found a year-over-year increase of 34% in puppy adoption since the start of the COVID-19 outbreak. Top Data then ranked the states according to the number of people per capita who are looking to adopt a dog. Here's what they found. The District of Columbia came in as the most puppy-loving state. The rest of the top 5 includes New Hampshire, Oregon, Nevada, and Connecticut. People in Mississippi have shown the least interest in adopting a puppy. Alabama, Nebraska, South Dakota, and West Virginia round out the bottom 5. In addition to ranking states based on residents' interest in adopting a dog, the study also revealed the most popular dog name in each state. Max tops the list in 18 states. In Nevada and 14 other states, the most popular dog name is Bella. Buddy is the third most popular name. And what about the most popular breeds? Well, Top Data found the number one breed by far is the Labrador Retriever, topping the list in 37 states. The Chihuahua is also quite popular, being the most popular dog breed in 13 states, including Nevada. The Yorkshire Terrier is the most popular breed in the District of Columbia.
We've got a Shiba Inu right here in the studio with us right now.
Yes.
Well, if you would like to see more and see a closer look at that study, we have a link on our Facebook page.
But I want a study about how much we love cats. They seem to be a bit biased in the studies. Always dogs. I like dogs. Love cats. We'd like that data as well.
There's a lot of cat lovers.
Yes.
I know that for a fact.
Yes. All right. Well, if you're in the market for a new computer, you might be considering a tablet. In today's Great Computer Deals quick tutorial, Josh Osborne runs through all of the pros and cons of buying a tablet or not.
Hi, it's Josh with Pahrumph's own Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. What do I buy, a desktop, laptop, or a tablet? Here are the top reasons for and against buying a tablet. Tablets are the cutting edge of technology and offer a great experience in a small package. Tablets can handle modern uses for computers such as email, social media, banking, and more. But tablets can become obsolete much quicker than desktops and laptops and offer very few upgradable options. Also, most tablets will only run apps and not full computer programs such as Microsoft Office, QuickBooks, Photoshop, and others. Remember, it's about your needs. If a tablet works for you, that's the right answer. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Southern Nevada's official weatherman, Signal Spring, is here. We'll tell you all about that when we return.
Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Max has emerged. Finally, Mojave Max. It's the famous Southern Nevada desert tortoise. He officially emerged from his burrow today at 11:34 a.m., marking the third latest emergence for the Clark County tortoise over the past 22 years. Now, the latest Max has emerged was April 17th, 2012. His earliest emergence was February 14th, 2005 at 11:55 a.m. Now, Mojave Max calls the Las Vegas Spring Preserve his home. And like other Southern Nevada reptiles, he enters a burrow to brumate. It's the reptilian form of hibernation every winter, and then he emerges in spring. Mojave Max's emergence marks the beginning of spring-like weather in Southern Nevada, and as part of the 22nd annual Mojave Max Emergence Contest, elementary school students from Clark County, Nevada have been studying Mojave desert weather, temperatures, and conditions to specifically estimate when they believe Mojave Max would emerge from his burrow in 2021. They entered their guesses online at MojaveMax.com, and the entries are being tabulated, and the official winner of the Mojave Max Emergence Contest will be announced very soon. Wow, Mojave Max. Usually that happens end of March and a little bit earlier in April. This is kind of late for Mojave Max to let us know that it's time to get up and get going, but it's time. So let's take a look at the weather and see what we can expect for the official summer start. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, Tonopah, you're all about Low 60s and high 50s for highs today. Out in Goldfield, you're at 60 degrees. Beatty, 70 degrees, is feeling fine. Amargosa and Las Vegas, splitting hairs. Let's call it 76 degrees between you two. Out in Death Valley, 86 degrees was your high today. But here in the paradise of Pahrump, where the air is pure and the grass is green and the girls can all do math in their head, 72 degrees. Our current temperature, 73 was the high today. Sun rose this morning gloriously at 6:10 a.m. And it'll set just a little bit about 7:17 p.m. Look for a gorgeous sunrise in the morning, too. It gives you hope, doesn't it? 47 degrees is where we're heading tonight. As we head on into the week, what are we doing? Well, a lot of clouds and then clear and clouds and clear. Temperatures kind of creeping up to about 84-degree highs by Monday, Tuesday. Should be a gorgeous weekend. Lows at night in the low end mid-50s. Not a lot of rain predicted. 15-mile-per-hour winds is kind of the average as we go on through the next week. And so as we make our plans, let's plan to make friends with the wind and maybe a windbreaker. That might be the good plan. All right, let's go back to the desk. It's Unette and Deanna.
All right, I'm Deanna.
I'm Unette.
Good night.
Good night.